Hello everyone and welcome to Doom Bible. If you enjoyed the Doom lore and eager to uncover the mysteries of the Doom universe, you are in the right place. Before we dive deep into the next chapter and uncover the secrets of immortality, let's clarify some important details from what we've learned so far. In the previous chapter, we explored how the universe was created and uncovered Davoth's ultimate goal as the god of the universe. We mentioned that Davoth likely used the Wraith's energy to create the inhabitants of Jakad. While this isn't directly stated in the codex, but later we will see how the people of Jakad share many similarities with other human beings created by the Wraith's breath. These parallels suggest that all human life may have originated from a common source of power, which is the Wraiths. Additionally, there are only two entities whose origins were never explained in the codex: Davoth and the Wraiths themselves. This strongly hints that Davoth didn't create the Wraiths, and that both of them may have come from outside this universe. We also touched on how many other realms and lesser gods were created by the Father as referenced in the Book of Seraphs. Some of these beings were sealed in a form of a life sphere, the method that was developed in the Holy Luminarium. Some might assume that the Luminarium was developed after the conflict between the Maykrs and Davoth. However, if we look closely at Davoth's reaction in the Luminarium when the Slayer shot him, he appeared entirely confident that he wouldn't be harmed. He spoke about the Luminarium in a way that revealed his deep familiarity with it, suggesting that Davoth knew every aspect of the Luminarium from his time working with the Maykrs.
No blood can be spilled in this holy place.
Now let's delve deeper and uncover the harsh truth behind the original sin, the event that turned heaven into hell. That's all from me now. My AI voice will take over. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
A long time passed since the creation of the great technologies within the Luminarium, likely hundreds, if not thousands, of years. Finally, the Maykrs achieved the ultimate goal they were created for. They had discovered the secrets of immortality. Though the codex did not explicitly mention it, later in the story, many mortal beings, such as the priests and the people of Immora, achieved immortality using only one source: hell energy. How they uncovered this dark secret is unclear. Perhaps criminals or non-human creatures were punished to death, which could have led the Maykrs to notice the essence that emerged from their suffering. They may have even tried to gather this energy through less harmful means, but it's likely they never succeeded. The only reliable way to generate hell energy was through torment and despair. This is all speculations, so we couldn't know. The Maykrs had learned that if a soul endured immense torture until it was completely broken and stripped of all hope, it could be transformed into a powerful energy, an essence of immense potency. This power would later be known as hell energy. This discovery was dangerous, not only because sharing it with Davoth could unleash untold suffering, but because anyone who used hell energy to achieve immortality would eventually be corrupted by it, just like the hell priests later in the story. Realizing the catastrophic potential of this knowledge, the Father and the Maykrs decided it was too dangerous to share with Davoth. They knew that if Davoth discovered the secret of hell energy, nothing would stop him from exploiting it, no matter how much suffering it causes. Now imagine Davoth, waiting desperately for news from the Father about extending the lives of his people. Heartbroken as he watched them suffer from illness and death, his hope hung by a thread, waiting for any progress, for any sign of salvation. But instead of delivering good news, the Father made an unthinkable decision. He ordered the Maykrs to seal Jakad and Davoth away from all other realms. For Davoth, it was unimaginable, a betrayal by the Father, his own creation and closest ally. This was devastating. He would be forced to continue watching his people suffer, cut off from the rest of existence with no hope left. The ultimate god of the universe had been sealed, losing his throne in a sudden and devastating turn of events. With Davoth and Jihad imprisoned, it was now the Maykrs' time to rule. The father, watching his creator Davoth, consumed by darkness and despair, believed he could do better than him. As the new god of the universe, he sought to create a realm that would be blessed with mortal pain and misfortune, so that its inhabitants might one day learn to treasure life, empathy, and peace. This realm would come to be known as Earth. He sowed the seed for human life on Earth, and it's likely that the father used the Wraith's power to do it, as Wraith energy was always linked with the creation of human life, though it will take eons for humans to born on Earth. As time moved forward, the father and the Maykrs believed they had put an end to Davoth's reign, but the peace wouldn't last, consumed by unimaginable rage and torment. Davoth bent reality itself, becoming the very devil. The heavenly realm of Jihad was twisted into hell. The clear pleasure lakes became the foul blood swamps. The palace of groans overtook the Ardenite gardens. Davoth became the Dark Lord who will seek destruction upon the Father and the Maykrs for what they did, even if it was meant to destroy the entire universe. The terrible war between light and dark had begun. This marked a pivotal moment in Doom's history, one that no one in the universe saw coming. The flesh of Davoth's victims transformed into demons, and Jihad, now hell, became infested. This army of doom would forever threaten existence, causing chaos for untold eons. As Davoth's forces spread through the dimensions, unleashing hell portals and conquering other realms, the Maykrs sensed their impending doom. Davoth had learned to harness hell energy, perhaps by accident when he tortured many of his victims and captives, or perhaps by getting his hands on the Maykrs' research documents. To protect Immortal, the capital city, and his remaining people, Davoth created a protective seal to prevent portals from opening there, while allowing demons to use the portals to conquer other worlds. His loyalists also built walls to keep the demons out, safeguarding the last remaining city in hell. Davoth, now the Dark Lord, was a fearsome warrior. Even the strongest demons of tyrants and barons bowed before him in fear and respect. His immense power wreaked havoc across countless worlds. If left unchecked, he could escape his seal and obliterate the Maykrs once and for all. For hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, the war raged. Hell's armies clashed with the Maykrs and their allies. One significant battle mentioned in the codex was the Battle of Isenkast, after which the Father stripped the seraphs of their wings.
If you are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
During these long years of conflict, the Father didn't remain watching. He sharpened his powers and made another critical discovery. He uncovered a new form of energy that even surpassed both Hell and Wraith energies. By combining them, he created Argent energy. With it, he found a way to make himself truly immortal without being corrupted by Hell's taint. He even learned to reverse the transfiguration, a gift only he possessed. Argent energy, however, could only extend the lives of the Maykrs, delaying their transfiguration, but not reversing it. This is why Samur, later in the story, wanted to resurrect the Father to undo his own transfiguration, something Argent energy alone could not achieve. It's possible that the Father chose not to generate Hell energy himself, viewing it as an inherently evil act. Instead, he may have utilized the Hell energy that was already being produced by Hell. It's likely that during this time, the Father also placed a protective seal around Urdak, just as how Immortal was protected to prevent Hell or any other realm from breaching the sacred realm of the Maykrs. He may have also forbidden the Maykrs from ever entering the dark realm of Hell. The war remained at a stalemate for many years, but then an unexpected event occurred. Though it wasn't mentioned directly in the codex, but it's likely that Davoth nearly stole the Father's power. The Father, despite his unimaginable strength, had one ultimate weakness. His power could be stolen by the very being who created him. The Dark Lord had come dangerously close to exploiting this flaw. This near catastrophe changed everything, forcing the Father to pay an overwhelming price to prevent Davoth from succeeding. In the next chapter, we will witness the end of this unholy war, exploring the final battle between these titanic forces, the Battle of Gods.